Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and we're back up at Steve Strope's Pure Vision Design. Today, what we're gonna get into is shooting the Challenger that Steve built for Charles Schwab for the PGA golf event. And it was also shown at SEMA this year in the Dynamat booth. That's what we're getting into. We're gonna talk through the build with Steve. So come on, let's go in and say hi to Steve. All right, you guys, we're back here with my
Oh, hold on, I'm getting rid of these. I'm back now though.
We're back here with my friend Steve at Pure Vision Design with his, not his.
It's not mine anymore.
We're with a car that him and his company built.
Him and his company. Anyway, so it is a 73 Challenger. The reason it's a 73 Challenger is Charles Schwab opened for business in 1973, and their sponsorship for the golf tournament is called the Charles Schwab Challenge. So lo and behold, somebody came up with the idea of doing a 73 Challenger. But the 73's bumpers are horribly ugly, easily fixed. You go get 70 or 71 bumper brackets and bumpers, and it's still the same beautiful damn car. The only external changes besides the aforementioned bumpers is we made from some really cool aluminum from Clayton Machine Works, and I designed this Aston style Zagato insert that the trim floats over.
Yeah.
So, and it really adds to the car. I like it because from factory, none of these cars ever had trim on this body line. This body line is very signature.
Yeah.
So popping it out I thought was cool, and of course replacing the big giant rectangle marker lights with the most beautiful marker lights ever, the little 68 Charger lights. And the rear spoiler and chin spoilers are 70 TA Challenger, so they're a drop on.
Wow.
And
Okay.
the Dodge lettering, I pulled the letters off the hood and the tail panel, sent it to Billet Badges. He copied the font and made the Schwab letters instead of Dodge, which they liked very much.
It's a really cool touch.
Yeah, it was a nice touch.
It's definitely a cool. But so the only mods to the body are the trim created and this.
Right. And filling the marker holes for the 68 Charger marker.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're using 70, 71 bumper brackets and bumpers, and 70 TA rear spoiler and chin spoiler. So there you go, kids. Go buy your cheaper 73 or 74 ugly Challenger, and you can make it look like this. Skip the trim and the insert in the fender. You have the same damn car. It's not that hard. Try it at home. Have a box of cereal in the morning and just freaking do it. Tired of hearing y'all complain. This is difficult and expensive. By the way, this car was difficult and expensive. But, it was difficult because we built it in 3.5 months. SRT8 crate 392, 727, small block 727 bolts up to the back of a new Gen 3 Hemi, and then gear vendors bolt on for overdrive because we didn't have time to carve up the trans tunnel and get into fab and change the cross members, and not happening. So that's drop in. My buddies at Altercation, tubular K-frame, rack and pinion, adjustable coilovers, 4 bolts up. The rear is their Street Links rear. It's a triangulated 4-link. It gets rid of the leaf springs. They have a bolt in, but we cleaned it up and welded in a bunch. But 8 3/4, narrowed 2 inches aside. They're triangulated 4-link with a coilover. Not that much work.
Pretty simple stuff.
And then it's Dynamat for sound deadening, Vintage Air and Kicker for nice stereo and nice climate control. The interior, again, pretty straightforward. Flaming River, so I have a tilt column. Drop in gauges from Dakota Digital, so it looks like a brand new car, but they bolt into the area where the factory ones were, so you didn't have to reinvent the wheel. The seats are Corbos, cut down about 4 or 5 inches. They started life as a seat that Corbo sells for Jeep Wrangler guys. They're called Moabs.
Okay.
So they're comfy, but they sit down on the deck. And they also have the odd little hourglass shape like the e-body seats, but the e-body seats don't recline. So now I got a recline with some mild modifications. They're very comfortable. They sit nice and low.
Yep,
so
they do.
you can fit in, and they're wide.
Yeah.
They're a comfortable seat to fit in.
Yeah.
Especially for, this car is obviously more intended towards a GT. driving around and enjoying. I don't need a 6-point harness and seats that I'm
Well,
Velcroed
different
into.
than usual. Usually you're building a car for a specific owner. This, you were building a car for somebody's going to get it.
Who knows?
Somebody's going to get it.
So
Don't know though.
I need it to be universally comfortable and enjoyable. And then, of course, the magic of Gabe's. You'll see, like in the door panel down on the bottom, the little speaker grill.
I love that.
Gabe's.
I love that.
Bringing the tartan, which is the material they make the winner's jacket from, in the center of the seats and in the door card.
So the idea around the shifter there, the lift that comes, that kind of covers your hand from the passenger.
That's all factory. All that
is that really?
That's stone. Everything you see there is rewrapped by Gabe's. And little things like this is a molded line. So I changed all the semi-flat black on the car to a charcoal, like the rear tail panel, all the suspension. So we use the charcoal here because you don't want to be blinded by white. And then the line separated to the cream. We actually call this vanilla shake. And of course, beautiful stitching, beautiful sewing, and we painted the pieces to match. But the only thing changed, like in the door handles, instead of the factory E-body window cranks aren't very attractive. So these are early 60s C-body Chrysler. They share the same spline. So, but that cool piece of trim you see on the door panel, that's stock.
So headliner, visors, all that stuff, stock.
Just covered with nice materials. Yeah, so you're just trying to build a nice car, you know?
You're making this sound like simple, easy for the guy or girl that's watching, thinking like, ooh, maybe I could do that.
Yeah, it is doable at home. The essence of this car was purchased as a complete roller, and it was purchased for, I think, 18 or 19 grand. And somebody could do the bolt-on suspension stuff we did. They could drop in a crate Hemi or just keep the car and carburet it, tune it up.
Yeah.
And they could do nice colors, rims you can afford, not these, but rims you can that look cool. And you could have this car going down the road, and from driving down the highway, it would look just like this one.
You didn't go deep like you do on all your other cars because you didn't have the time.
Well, I went deep another way. How do I make this thing look stellar with stuff I can get my hands on now?
Yep.
And it'll fit and it'll work.
By the way, we've mentioned the wheels a couple times.
Oh, they're called B-forged. So these are a forged center 3-piece wheel. These are jewelry, but they are not $250 a rim. They are HRE pricing, sir.
Got it. So you're 10 grand into wheels
or
more.
Yes, you are.
Got it. By the way, I love how you finished the calipers. I love the choice that you went with on calipers.
Yep.
It's nickel.
Yep, it's nickel. Bear did that for us, and it just looks lovely under there. I didn't want a high contrast color behind there, like blue or white or red or yellow on this one. I wanted shiny on shiny.
Yep.
Because it just complements this color. It is another Aston Martin color. This is glacier blue.
Got it.
And it is stunning.
Dude, this car is it really is, in my opinion, one of, if not the prettiest car you've ever done.
Yeah, I agree.
Mean, aggressive monster cars. You've done radical design work, and it's such an elegant, beautiful, class car.
It's just it's a really nice car.
It is a
really nice car. I could get in this thing and drive it for hours.
Yeah.
That seat's comfy, you got plenty of room for your legs. It's just a nice car.
Yep. So who won the PGA that got this car? Do you know?
They won this tournament that the car was at is Kevin Na.
And then he gave it to his caddy,
Kenny.
Which is so cool.
Well, Kenny wanted this car from the beginning. I put the car on the stage at the Colonial days before the tournament started. Kenny ran up on the stage and goes, "Oh man, we're gonna win this thing." I'm like, whatever, buddy. I know who he was. And so 4 days later, there they are winning
the car.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, you watch the coverage of Kevin winning it. He says, "Yeah," points to the car and says, "That's yours," to Kenny. First things he talks about was the car in front of the world.
So cool.
Very cool.
Awesome, man.
I mean, we successfully infiltrated the golf world. It would have been handy if you had a turn signal, you dipshit. By the way, all of you watching the video, since Sean reaches obviously a lot of people, every single one of you that decides not to use turn signals, like you don't think it's needed anymore, I'll just go on record and say you. Idiot. I don't know what you're doing. Use your signal. That's why they created them, moron.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we gotta let you drive. I always do this. I forget that. Let's pull over. Now that you're in it and you're driving it, could you be in this for hours?
Hours.
Right.
You could. It actually feels like this is the kind of car you could daily drive if you wanted to.
Yeah, or a long distance drive.
Yep.
Nicely.
Feels super solid, and I mean, look, pointed straight, go. But this is such a pretty car. This with the color that you chose, and then the tartan. That's what it's called, right? It's
The tartan. Yeah. In the seats and the door card. Yeah.
Because I'm guessing that's one of the things that Schwab probably said. You have to work that into the car.
They asked, and I said, "Oh, I know right where I'm going to put it."
And you're doing 5
in total. So this is one of the 5.
Dude, this car is great. I mean, the brakes feel just perfect on here. It really does feel like a modern car.
Yeah,
it does not. This does not feel like a 1970 Challenger.
No, it's very nice. It's very nice to be in, and since I don't have the, my phone with the Bluetooth all hooked up, but the sound system in this that we did with Kicker is beautiful.
Yeah.
So you put on your favorite music, and of course, as usual, we have all that sound deadening from Dynamat and all that stuff. And you can just drive around, turn on the heat or the AC, and listen to your stereo. And it's still got 400 and some plus horse. It's an SRT8, 6.4 liter, like out of a new Hemi RT Challenger. Yep. So it's got plenty of power.
Totally.
Double of more what it ever came with, stock.
Sure.
Stepping outside of the Hemi, but 73 it didn't even have the Hemi option.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pleasant to get in. There's plenty of room. It's very nice. It's a lovely car. It gets really good gas mileage because the new EFI motor.
Of course.
It's really. But I wanted that. I want. It needed to be able to be driven and gotten and enjoyed.
Yeah. There's so much that you brought forward from the original car.
Yeah, and just little improvements like these window cranks. The factory ones were kind of these cheap plasticky black knob. These metal chrome pieces are from early 60s bigger Mopars, but they have the same broach and spline on the shaft. So I put these in and they look much nicer and more solid because they're steel and chrome.
It's looking to me like original, but a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, and tidied up.
All right, you guys, that's it for our shoot of this beautiful 73 Challenger. I love Steve's description too, how overall simple this car is, when the truth is, I mean, it doesn't look like it to me. It looks like a radically built car, but as he breaks it down and shows how simple it is, it really is. And in the end, it's just truly a beautiful, beautiful car. I absolutely love this thing. And you could drive it for hours. No question. So anyways, you guys, that's it for today's episode. Hope you had a good time hanging with us and watching. Thanks as always for supporting what we do. And I will see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.